A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant ruling, the United States Supreme Court has granted the Trump administration the authority to revoke Temporary Protected Status, TPS, for approximately 350,000 Venezuelans living in the country. This decision, issued on Monday, has raised alarms about the potential deportation of thousands of individuals who have sought refuge in the U.S. due to the dire conditions in their home country. The court's order comes with only one noted dissent, and it effectively overrides a previous ruling from a federal judge in San Francisco that had kept the TPS designation in place. This ruling had prevented the status from expiring, which would have left many Venezuelans vulnerable to deportation. The Supreme Court's decision is being described as one of the most significant actions in recent American history regarding the stripping of immigration status from a non-citizen group. A Highland Airline anthem, an attorney representing the affected Venezuelan migrants, expressed deep concern over the ruling, stating that it places families in an impossible position, forcing them to choose between survival and stability. Cecilia Gonzalez Herrera, a Venezuelan immigrant who has fought against the revocation of TPS, stated emphatically, "Venezuelans are not criminals. We all deserve the chance to thrive without being sent back to danger." The implications of this ruling for the affected Venezuelans are still unfolding, as the Department of Homeland Security has yet to comment on the Supreme Court's order. Previously, a federal appeals court had rejected the administration's request to suspend the ruling while the lawsuit was ongoing. A hearing is scheduled for next week in front of U.S. District Judge Edward Chin, who had previously paused the administration's plans to revoke TPS. The TPS program was created by Congress to allow undocumented immigrants to remain in the U.S. if their home countries are deemed unsafe due to armed conflict, natural disasters, or other extraordinary conditions. The decision to designate a country for TPS is made by the Secretary of Homeland Security in consultation with other agencies, based on the safety conditions in that country. Venezuela has faced a severe humanitarian crisis, with millions fleeing due to political repression and economic collapse exacerbated by U.S. sanctions against the Maduro regime. The Trump administration initially granted TPS to Venezuelans on the last day of his first term, citing the dire humanitarian situation. However, the current administration under President Biden extended the TPS designation for an additional 18 months, recognizing the ongoing humanitarian emergency. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, the issue of TPS for Venezuelans has become a contentious topic, with Trump and his allies using it to rally support against immigrants. Critics argue that the administration's attempts to revoke TPS are part of a broader effort to enforce strict immigration policies. The Supreme Court's ruling has been met with criticism from various lawmakers and advocates, who argue that it is cruel to deport individuals to a country plagued by violence and instability. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal condemned the decision, highlighting the extreme oppression faced by Venezuelans, including arbitrary detention and lack of access to basic necessities. The ruling raises serious questions about the balance of power between the executive branch and the courts in immigration matters. While the administration argues that TPS designations are not subject to judicial review, opponents contend that the law requires a transparent process for terminating such designations. The Supreme Court's decision to allow the revocation of TPS for Venezuelans is a significant moment in the ongoing debate over immigration policy in the United States, with potential ramifications for hundreds of thousands of individuals seeking safety and stability in a foreign land. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.